All right, guys. Still the same from the game. There no new injuries to report. We were good, so go ahead.
Kyle, when you break down this game, how much different is it, as far as the mistakes made in this game compared to other weeks?
We definitely still made some mistakes in this game, but and when we did, we were able to survive it. I think in the past when we made these mistakes, we either turned the ball over or we gave up, instead of giving up a first down, we gave up close to a touchdown, if not a touchdown. So I thought the mistakes we made here didn't kill us, and which gave us a chance to overcome them, and we did that.
Kyle, what's your plan for the team for the bye week this week?
We met today, just reviewed all the stuff from yesterday. They're going to come in tomorrow. We're going to get a workout, have a quick meeting, and do a little bit of football stuff, nothing versus each other, just get them moving and stuff, and then we're going to let them go till Monday.
Now, is it fair to assume you're going to get a decent chunk of players back post-bye? Debo, Jennings, Juice, Mitchell, some of those guys?
Yeah, we're pretty optimistic to get a number of guys back. It's kind of tough because all those guys stay here this whole week in rehab. So, that's why I didn't want to really give an update on each one. I mean, we are hoping that most of them will come back, and we feel pretty good about that. But they got to have a good week here rehabbing, and we'll find out here when we get back from Monday.
I had Oren Burks play, I think, every snap yesterday after not playing a single snap against Kansas City and being exclusively special teams. What went into that, and how do you think he did?
We let him and Flam rotated the week in practice, and we were going to give Oren the first go, and he played good, and we never ended up taking him out. I thought he had a good game. Had a couple in the pass game that he missed, but he came back and made a number of plays on the screens in the run game, and I thought he definitely took a step forward for us defensively.
Kyle, I know you addressed this briefly after the game, but how do you sort of view the state of your team at the bye? I mean, almost the halfway point. Not just your record, but sort of the way you've been playing and sort of in the context of the rest of the division and conference to be, 4-4, but only one game out of division lead, that sort of view.
Yeah, I think everything you look at, whether it's at the beginning of the year or during the year towards the end, you just want a chance to get into the tournament. And with where we stand now, I still feel we have a very good chance of that. So we've got to play good football here going forward. The thing that you want most with your team is that you're getting better as the year goes. And just all around in all three phases, probably had our best game as a team yesterday. And I think that was real good timing for it. I think we need this bye week. We need to rest up a little bit and hopefully get some guys back. Right when we get it going a little bit, it is always tough to take some time off. But I do think we need it just for our health and stuff. And we got to come back in here and have a good Monday, good Tuesday before we get going with the game plan next Wednesday.
Hey, Kyle, Brandon Ayuk has put up some consistent numbers here over the past few weeks. How is he doing with the stuff that we may not necessarily see from up in the press box, some of the option routes and some of the finer details of the receiving position?
I think BA's he's been great. I think he's been one of our more consistent players. Just the conditioning he's brought to each play, the effort he's brought to each play, the intent that he's doing. I mean, I thought one of my favorite plays in the game versus Kansas City was the way he blocked on a linebacker on one of the plays and just how he kept going all the way through the whistle. And he's been letting the game come to him, and it eventually has these past few weeks. He's gotten a number of opportunities, and he's made the most of each one.
And Kyle, he was on.
What does Danny Gray need to do to get more involved in the offense in the second half?
He's just got to continue to be more consistent, be able to do everything, down and then down out. You never know what plays you're going to be in there on, so it can't just be stuff that exactly fits your skill set. You got to be able to block, you got to be able to run the other routes, you got to know where to line up, and just all the things that rookies go through that just has to make them more consistent to beat out some of the guys that are in front of them.
And Kyle, Brandon Ayuk was on the field for 98% of the snaps yesterday. Was that just because Debo was out, and how has he handled that extra pressure being the number one out there?
Yeah, I think once we found out, on Saturday that Jawan was not going to go also, we had to move Ray back to a different position and spot play Willie there and to bring in Danny also. So really the pressure put on with Ayuk that we were going to rotate the other guys more. So we thought he was conditioned enough and was playing consistently enough that he could stay out there longer, and he rose to the occasion. Sometimes when guys get too many reps, their play gets sloppy and they pick and choose when to go and when not to, trying to conserve energy. And that wasn't the case with BA. He's conditioned to handle that, and he handled it well.
We saw the results of it.
Are you guys getting any calls, or are you looking at anything, or are you guys pretty set right now?
Sorry, will you say it again?
I said with the trade deadline tomorrow, are you fielding any calls, or are you looking to do anything, or are you pretty set at this point?
I think we're pretty set, but we listen to call on anybody. We're never not going to listen to people, but I'd be surprised if anything goes down. But until the deadline, we're always listening.
Kyle, you guys haven't necessarily had a running back out of the backfield who can catch passes like Christian. Just curious what having him as an outlet, as a potential check down option, sort of does for your offense and maybe makes life easier for Jimmy.
Just it adds an element for other things for people to worry about. It adds an element on areas to go when you think it's a weakness in the defense. It adds a better. Quarterbacks can always get to checkdowns as an outlet, but it gives it more percentage of that outlet being a bigger play too. So the more different things that a player can bring to the offense, the harder all the areas become to defend.
I know you don't want to go through all the injuries, but haven't asked in a while about Jordan Willis. Do you expect to have him back at some point in the second half as well?
I do believe his rehab's going well, and I believe we'll be able to have an option to bring him back.
Thank you.
How important was it for you guys to to answer a score with a Rams score yesterday? I feel like that's what really kept the game within striking distance for you guys.
I thought the timing of how the whole game kind of went was good. The Rams went 3 and out, I believe, and was great for the offense to take advantage of that, and we didn't on our first drive. And then the Rams got it, and they scored on, a 19-play drive, and it was great. After a 19-play drive, we got to 3rd and 7, and you go 3 and out right there, and you never know what's going to happen in the game. But I think Christian moved the chains on a 3rd and 7, and then we went down and scored, answered at 7-7. Then they went and answered, made it 14-7. And then we were able to go get that field goal at the end of the half. And I was excited to come out at halftime with the ball, expecting we would score right away. Similar to how it was with Kansas City, but we didn't. But the difference was the defense held them right there. So they gave the offense another chance to get back some momentum. And then the offense, I think they scored their next 3 drives, and the defense never gave anything up. So that was what allowed us to get a 2-score lead and to really take control of the game.
After the game, Robbie Gould and Tabor talked about the little incident with Jalen Ramsey. Have you seen that happen with a kicker before, and how did you think they both handled it?
They handled it fine. I see it happen. I saw it happen in the NFC Championship when we played them. I think he likes to say stuff to Robbie after those plays, and I think it's kind of funny to watch.
To hold Cooper Kupp to 1 catch for 6 yards and a half of football, do you think you'd see that ever?
No, I'll take that. That was pretty impressive by those guys. I thought Jimmy Ward did a great job in nickel this week. I thought the plays that Demo had in there weren't many, but I thought he did a good job too. But our defense in that second half, they really got it going.
Kyle, where do things stand at right guard now if you guys are still rotating there? And just what do you need to see from one of the guys to firmly entrench themselves as the guy who plays 100% of the snaps?
Neither. We love how it's going right now. We think, D linemen are rotated throughout entire games and get to play O linemen fresh all the time. So I don't think it's a knock on either of those guys. I think they're both doing good in their reps that they get, and I think it helps both of them. Allows you to be fresher, I think it's made both of them better. And I mean, if we ever see a need to change it, we'll do it. But I haven't really thought about not doing it yet.
Russell, take one more. Just one more.
Kyle, do you believe Drake Greenlaw will be available after the bye week for you guys?
I'm optimistic about it. I mean, if this week of rehab goes real well, I think he'll have a good chance. But he's got to have a good week.